Do you remember Thad Greenwood? If you watched Gunsmoke in the mid-60s, you probably do. The young deputy with the honest face, the one who seemed like he could have been your neighbor's kid, playing lawman in Dodge City. Roger Ewing brought him to life for a couple of years, and then he was gone. Just like that. No fanfare, no explanation. For years, fans wondered, what happened to Roger Ewing? Why did he leave when Gunsmoke still had so many years ahead of it? Today, we're remembering Roger not as some distant figure from TV history, but as someone who was part of your Saturday nights, part of the routine that brought families together. Roger Ewing was born January 12, 1942, in Los Angeles. He grew up in the shadow of Hollywood, and by his early 20s, he'd landed a role that millions of Americans would come to know Thad Greenwood, deputy on Gunsmoke. From 1965 to 1967, Roger appeared in numerous episodes. He wasn't the star that was James Arness as Matt Dillon. He wasn't the heart of Dodge City that was Amanda Blake's Miss Kitty, but he was something else. He was the earnest young man trying to do right, the deputy who hadn't been hardened by the world yet. And for a lot of viewers, especially younger ones, Thad was relatable in a way the others weren't. He made mistakes. He learned. He represented something hopeful, the idea that being good actually mattered, that trying to help people was worth it. If you watched Gunsmoke back then, you remember him. Maybe not every episode he was in, but you remember the face, the uniform, the way he stood a little straighter when Matt Dillon gave him a job to do. Thad Greenwood wasn't written to be larger than life. He was written to be real, and Roger played him that way with sincerity, without flash. In an era when westerns were everywhere, when you could flip the channel and find another gunfight, another hero, Roger's performance felt genuine. He was the kind of person you'd want watching your town, the kind of person you'd want your son to be. And then, after just 2 years, Roger Ewing left Gunsmoke. Many fans wondered for years why he disappeared from television. There was no big announcement, no storyline that wrote Thad out dramatically. He just stopped appearing. The show went on for another 13 years without him. So what happened? From what we know, Roger made a personal choice to step away from acting. It wasn't a scandal. It wasn't conflict with the cast or producers. It seems he simply decided that Hollywood wasn't the path he wanted to continue on. In the late 60s and early 70s, Roger did some additional work in film and television, but eventually he stepped away from the spotlight altogether. While Gunsmoke kept riding into American homes every week, Roger Ewing quietly moved on to a private life, away from the cameras. There's something both sad and admirable about that, isn't there? We live in an era now where everyone wants to be seen, to be remembered, to hold on to fame as long as possible. But Roger chose differently. He had a taste of being known, of being welcomed into millions of homes every week, and he decided it wasn't what he needed. Maybe that's fitting for the man who played Thad Greenwood, someone who did his job without needing applause for it. Gunsmoke ran for 20 seasons, 635 episodes. It's still the longest-running Western drama in television history. And somewhere in that massive collection of stories, Roger Ewing is there, part of the fabric of a show that defined Saturday nights for an entire generation. If you grew up watching Gunsmoke, you know what it meant. It wasn't just a show. It was the thing that brought your family into the living room together. It was your dad's favorite. It was background noise while your mom folded laundry. It was the show you complained about having to watch as a kid, and then years later realized you actually missed. And Roger Ewing was part of that. He was part of your weekly routine, part of the memories you carry from childhood or young adulthood. New generations still discover Gunsmoke. They find it on streaming services or late-night cable, and they get a glimpse of what television used to be: slower, quieter, more focused on character than spectacle. And when they see Roger Ewing as Thad Greenwood, they're seeing what you saw all those years ago. That earnest face, That sense of doing right because it's right. That piece of television history that felt, for a moment, like home. Roger Ewing didn't chase fame. He didn't try to hold onto the spotlight. He played a role that mattered to a lot of people, and then he moved on to live his life on his own terms. And maybe that's the most fitting tribute we can give him. Not to elevate him into something he never tried to be, but to simply remember him as he was. A familiar face from a show we loved, a deputy we trusted, a part of our Saturday nights that we carry with us still. If you remember Roger Ewing, if you remember watching Gunsmoke with your family, I'd love to hear about it. Who did you watch it with? What do you remember about those nights? Drop a comment below and let's share those memories together. Because that's what Roger Ewing gave us, not grand moments of television history, but small, quiet memories of time spent together. And those are worth remembering.